Hey guys, it's Kid Nobody here, and I'm going to be showing you how to create a customized character, well, all of the coding side of it. I'm going to assume this is skill level of, I guess, advanced scripting, but I'm going to try my best to explain it on the way, so hopefully anyone of any skill range can actually just follow and learn from this. So anyways, first off, we're going to create a remote event in replicated storage. It's going to be called add to character, just like that. Secondly, well, what do we need is UI, right? So we're going to create a screen UI, and right after we're going to put a scrolling frame inside of it. Scrolling frame so that we can put a bunch of items here as we need, because well, usually there's loads of items in customized characters, right? So this will allow us to scroll. Pretty simple, right? So we need buttons. You can put any button here, but I strongly advise like an image button so that the player can actually see what they're clicking on, right? But before this, we should actually add a very useful component, which is called UI grid layout. Now this makes it so that everything is sorted nicely. You can see I just press Control D and it is all sorted for me. You don't have to write the algorithm yourself like in the past. Very good stuff. You can size it and change the settings as to your liking. Now secondly, what comes is the code. Hooray, right? So we're going to put a script in a workspace, and then under the image button we're going to put a local script. So awesome. For my customization, I'm going to have multiple hair selections, so hair 1 and hair 2, you know, pants, shirts, etc. So we want to name things properly. We're going to put hair 1 over there, and then we're also going to name this as hair 1, because inside of this frame there is the hair 1 button, there's a hair 2, hair 3, 6000, so be it. So first off, we're going to set a local event equals game.replicate storage.add to character. So we're just addressing the remote event. Secondly, we're going to have to track when the button is pressed on this UI. We're going to say script.parent.mouse. I'm going to say one down, connect function in here, just like that. Voila. Now, what we need to do is send data to the server. So we're going to fire server, which is wonderful. And the data we need to tell the server is one, what we want to change. So we want to change one. And secondly, the ID. Now, I'll tell you more about how I'll be structuring this and why we have an ID, but it's good. Just trust me for now, right? So I'm just gonna copy and paste this because they both need the event. Now we're going to do when the event is called. So event dot on server event connect function, all of this, you get it, right? So the player is always added because the server side, and we're going to say it's selected, which is what you want to change, and we're going to say the ID, which is 1. Okay, now I'm going to explain how the ID system is going to work. So first off, we want to make a table called data. This will hold in everything we need. So we're going to do these square brackets. We're going to type in hair 1, and then we're going to make another table in hair 1. Now, this may seem confusing, but let me simplify it. So think of this as in children and parents is OOP. So basically, this is the parent of hair 1. So it's the same thing as saying data. So same thing as saying hair 1 is in data, and data holds hair 1, right? The same thing here. So what we want to put in here is our ID for our hair. So you would want to go into the Roblox marketplace, and you want to, let's just say you want this, you would click the link. Okay, it's not letting me click the link, copy it, go here, and boom, paste it there, nice and easy. So this structure is going to help us to better code things so we don't have to repeat and have loads of if statements, because who wants that? We don't like messy code. So sorry about my random background. But now, so what we're gonna do is we actually need a service. We're going to say insert service equals game get service insert service. Wonderful. Now we're gonna use this to get data from Roblox and then put it into our game. Sounds cool, right? So we're gonna say model equals insert service load asset, which will load the asset. We're gonna say data, which is this table, and we're sending in hair one. We're gonna say hair one is selected, so we're gonna say selected, which will literally just say, okay, in data get hair one. So now we're in this table, and then we are then going to say ID. Now I know this looks crazy, but what it's saying is go into data, go to hair one, and get this ID. Now what we're gonna do is clone this. Let's actually create a model of it. We're gonna clone it. We're gonna put its parent to the player and dot character. So actually put it in your character. Now how this works is a little odd, so we're gonna have to do a little bit more of coding than just putting it into the character. We're gonna say local accessory equals model get children to the index of 1. Do not worry what this means. This pulls out a model and we are just getting the hair inside of the model. Accessory name equals selected. And then we're saying its name equals to hair 1. And then we're going to make it the parent of its parent is the character. Then we're going to say model destroy. If you don't understand this stuff, it's okay. It's really okay. Don't worry about it. But let's say if a person changes their hair, you know, then if there's a bunch of stuff is gonna be in hair one, right? Well, if there's red and blue and green hair, right? If I select the red one right now, or however I said first, it will go into the character. But then if I select the blue one, we'll have 2 hairs, which is not what we want. So this is why we named it, so that we can destroy it if it exists. But first off, I'm going to say local character equals player.character. It's nice to have things like this, so you don't have to say player.character all the time. If you start repeating yourself, you want to start making variables like this. Okay, cool. So if you say character.find first child, we're gonna say selected. So if I find here 1 inside of the character, then we're gonna say character, and then we're gonna say selected, and then we're going to, oh my bad, there's no intelligence there, we're going to destroy it. Yeah, and I have 2 ends here. So let's check if this works. You know, what's the point of me showing you all these examples if it doesn't even work? Oh wow, look how awesome I look, guys. Yeah, if I click it again, I'm not gonna have the multiple hair ones inside of me. It's actually destroying it and recreating it super quick. You just cannot see it. And yeah, that's all great. So now we have that. Isn't that wonderful? Now let's just add another hair for fun, right? Just for complete fun, no other reason. So we're going to say ID2 because it's going to be the second hair. We're going to put a comma, and then I'm going to go into Roblox and I'm going to find a new random hair. Okay, let's get a blue one. Cool. We're going to put the ID here just like we did for the other one. Wonderful. So now hopefully we can swap between this pink and the blue hair. Also, do not ask me why these hairs are pulling up in my marketplace. So there we go. It's deleting the other one and doing it. Oh my god, we've almost created an entire customized character system. Just like that. Isn't that awesome? Now, how do we make this better? Right? We can add another hair statement for hair 2 and such. But first off, actually, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do that first. So with this system, because we're not saying anything specific, like, oh, data, go to hair 1. We're saying selected whatever we send through, is that we can do really cool things with this. So I'm just gonna quickly show you this. If you duplicate this local script, add it into the third button, let's say ID 1, and we're going to say hair 2. So we're literally just going to create a comma here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to call it hair 2. We're going to say table. Then we're going to get a new hair real quick that will show over hair 1. Sure. Okay, I found something. I'm going to put the ID here, and in theory, this should work, where we'll have 2 different hairs on top of one another and it will not destroy it. So there's our hair 2. It'll work if we can have them on top. And there's our hair 1. Perfect. And hair 1s will destroy each other, but hair 2 will not destroy it because it's called differently inside of the character. Wonderful. Okay, now the cool thing about this is that this actually works the same for accessories. So let's quickly make another table. We're going to call it accessory. Did I spell that right? I'm going to look in catalog. Okay, I found something again. Yeah, make the table, accessory, and then we're going to quickly, obviously, all of hair 1 and hair 2 will be in different scroll frames, but this is just for testing purposes for now. And we're going to say accessory. I'm going to put the ID 1 because we only have one accessory in here, and all should work. There we go. Okay, well, this will need some tuning, as I guess some accessories do that. But yeah, they do work on accessories. Some of them you're gonna need to tweak the values of when you put them in or such. There's a bunch of fixes for that, but usually look for accessories that actually do work. You can test them out. Now that we have this, well, what else do we need to add, right? We're gonna need pants, shirt, and face, right? So this is what we're gonna do. The same thing for shirts. Shirt. I have a shirt ID here, and we're going to slap that in. And I want to show you this example for pants because, you know, you should really get it by now how this works, right? Last example, just to show that it works on also pants and shirts. So, oh well, we have an error. Sorry for that skip. So yeah, as I was saying, if you do spell shirt correctly, then there will be no problems with also getting the ID of a shirt and attaching it to your character. Now this goes the same for pants. So now you know the entire system on how to do this. Now let me just help you out with pants. With a face and skin, and then we can move on to optimizing this and making it better. Maybe I'll make it a separate video to keep this one short. So let's quickly say face equals the ID of a decal you want. Make sure it's the ID of an image, and then you can do skin. And then how we're gonna do skin tone is we're literally going to say color 3 from RGB and then you have this nice little thing here. I'm going to do green because I like the color green. And so now we're going to make an if statement. So we're going to say if selected is not equal to face, and selected is also not equal to skin, then we can, you know, do these things that create the hair, shirt, and such. Right? We want to do this because creating the faces or changing the skin color is different to the hairs and accessories, etc. So we're going to say if selected is equal to face, then it's very simple. We're going to say character dot head dot face, and I believe it is dot texture ID. Let me check here. Nope, it is just texture. Cool. And you know what we're gonna put here? Selected the ID. Awesome. And you should already have created the button for this that will just say face the ID, and we can go and test it out. Oh, it seems like I made a mistake. Ah, yep. Okay, so we're going to need a little bit of a string before this. So if I was to manually put in this ID, you can see it creates this thing before it, which is basically just a shortened version of the link, of the actual Roblox link. So what we're going to put here is this, which will literally be the whole thing, this plus the ID at the end of it. So it's good to error check just like that. These things do happen, and then boom, I'm gonna click on the face and it's changed. Great. You can have multiple face buttons just like the rest, and it will do its thing just like that. Now the last thing, I know you've been the most excited for this one. We're gonna actually use a for loop to do this one. So we're gonna say else if selected equal skin, we're gonna say then for, we're gonna say child in pairs, we're gonna say character, we're gonna get children, do then. First off, so we're looking at the character, but we only want to change the character parts, right? So how do we do that? We're gonna say if the character is a face part, this just literally means a part like a right arm and all of that. And we're gonna say child.color equals, you guessed it, data selected ID. Okay, now hopefully this all goes to plan. So I'm gonna double check this script. Yep, it says ID1 for skin, and we do have that down as green. So hopefully I turn green. And boom, awesome. So, you know, for the skin, if you don't want only select skins, you want them to like choose a color wheel, you could put a color wheel in there and just change it using this code here. So yeah, just remember to, you know, put in images here that you like and stuff like that. Next video, I'll show you how to properly separate the UIs to display only skin, hair 1, hair 2, and all of that. So, and optimize it. For now, I'll see you later. It's been Kanubi, and it's been nice having you. Bye.